Welcome to another learn Clojure video. So in this video, we are going to look into a thing called map. You shouldn't confuse map with data type map. Okay, so yeah, let me just get practical so that you'll just know. So let me just launch my Ripple. So okay, you've got this port number, and okay. Since we are just beginners, we can just put not in project. So, and of course it's Leningen, and I just need to give the port number which I copied from here. So yeah, now my Ripple is ready. I can start doing stuff. Okay, let me just delete everything, right? So that's the thing, and I'll just put a new file called map. So hmm, this one, not this one. Yeah, in learn closure map.clg, right? So hopefully it works. Let me just try out a simple program over here. Yeah, it works. Now we can dive into maps, right? So, okay, we have got, let's say, like a function like increment one, right? So, increment one, right? So, but then how to what to say, like, use this on an array? So, like, you want to increment like all these three elements by uh, you just want to increment all these three elements so that like one becomes two, two becomes three, and three becomes four. So how to do that? One way to do that is, okay, let me just make my screen bigger. So one way to do that is you have this function increment, you have this array or a vector. I'm sorry, in Clojure you're supposed to call it as a vector, and you just put map, and that's it. So and if you just hit option enter or alt enter depending on your system, yeah, you just get 234. Okay, so yeah, you just get 234. Note that this gives out an output as a list and not as a vector, because Clojure always prefers list. That's the thing, right? So let me make this bigger too, right? So yeah, now what I can just do is I can even pass an anonymous function to map, right? So you just have map, right? And I just define a function, and let me just put it as x. Yeah, and now let me just put it like x plus 1 over here, right? So AI is auto completing for me, but please disable AI when you're coding for code. So what happens is like this 1 goes into this x and it returns x plus 1. So you just get 2. Similarly, for 2 you get 3, and for 3 you get 4. So okay, this function just operates on one argument, this anonymous function, but um, since you're just passing it to map, it can operate on a sequence, right? So that's the thing. So now you get the same result, right? So this is nothing but like increment, like we are just writing it uh, by our own. Okay, so that's the thing. Somehow looks like this AI has read my book. It's offering the very same example. Look, this it's just putting out the very same example, right? So looks like AI has read my book, right? So that's the thing. Okay. So another way to define a function for map, I haven't done it outside of map or something like that. So for map or in similar conditions is like you can just put a hash sign. I call it hash, right? So that's the thing. And then okay, over here percentage means the passed argument, and so one gets filled into this percentage, and 1 plus 1 is what, 2. And since this function has been passed to a map, the next also comes in, like 2 comes in, 2 plus 1 is 3, and next 3 comes in, 3 plus 1 is 4. Everything is neatly packed into a list and given out. So let me just put option enter or alt enter, depending on your system. Like if you're using like Linux, it's alt, I think. So that's the thing. So it is 234, right? So the very same stuff. So the very same stuff we are just doing, right? So right, okay. Okay. There is another way to write anonymous function. Okay. So right. Okay. So okay. So I am going to do something like x square plus y square. Like I'm just having two arrays, right? So okay, like map, and I just have two arrays. So one, two, three, and uh, four, five, six, right? So how to use map to find like 1 square plus 4 square, and then 2 square plus 5 square, and 3 square plus 6 square. So right. So you have got this thing called mat power. So mat dash power, right? So we'll just put like 5 and 2. This will give 5 square, right? So nice. Okay. So we just have it. Okay, that's good. Now we just need to write a function. Okay, let me just write a function, and I'll just have x and then y. Okay, so that's the thing. And then what I just want is like, okay, x square plus y square, right? So I just need to put plus over here, and then okay, like math power x square, and then similarly mat power y square, right? So I've just got something over here, right? So okay, so this is anonymous function. Okay, this let me just put it as def sum of squares, def sum of squares, right? So okay, defend, right? Defend sum of squares, right? So now I just do it, and then sum of squares, and I just give 3 and 4, right? So it gives 25. Yeah, what is 9 square plus 4 square? 25. So I can just pass this to a map. Okay, so sum of squares, and then these two arguments over here, and then right. So you just get the output like this, or I can even pass this as an anonymous function like this one, right? So maybe this explanation is far better than what I've just written in my book. Okay, so it's there to make this anonymous function. Just put it as fn. That's it. So that's it, right? So the very same effect you'll just get, right? So right. So that's how it works. So anyway, I just feel this looks far more neat, right? So you've got something like documentation. The function name itself becomes like a documentation, and so I just feel this is far more neat, and that's how it is. And okay, yeah, I've just done like okay, sum of squares over here. Yeah, that's right, right. Okay, fine, right. Hmm. So next, like yeah, like we are just okay. You can also write this as like this one. I think so. Like let me just give it a try, but I don't know whether this will succeed. If I don't succeed, yeah, please excuse me. Right. So to make it more brief, like what I can just do is like okay, like I can just put something like, okay, let me just remove this place. I don't know whether this will succeed. So you must excuse me if it doesn't, right? So I'll just make this as this one, like put a hash sign over here. That makes this a function, right? And then let me just put like percentage one. percentage 1, and then let me put this like percentage 2. Okay, so okay, now it looks more brief, right? So uh now let me just try this, and you get the same stuff. Okay, so all these are the same stuff, right? So that's how things work. So yeah, and let me just write a function called double it, right? So this is the doublet function, right? And it takes argument and it just multiplies it by 2 and gives it, right? So I think now you know about maps. Okay, so like map doublet 1 2 3 and should give you 2 4 6, right? So that's the thing. Or just give like 1 2 and something like 36, and yeah, that's good, right? So that's how it works, right? So or what to say, like 80 and something like that. Say like 60 and yeah. So yeah, this is how map works. So you've got a function that can operate on one or more arguments, but you want to make it operate on a sequence or a bunch of sequences, like uh, sum of squares over here. Like where is the sum of squares? So the sum of squares over here, you can just use map for that, and it's a very powerful thing, like especially if you're coming from other programming languages, you will realize the power, right? It makes writing code far simpler. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. Until we meet in next video,